Welcome back, CJ lovers. And if this is your first time on the channel, welcome on board. It's good to have you here and thank you for coming or stopping by. Do well to hit on the subscribe button, like this video, comment and share with your friends and loved ones. Last week we drafted a pattern on this beautiful blazer jacket that was inspired by Kim Dave. So this week we are going to be putting together the pieces we drafted last week, and we are going to be stitching it together to form this beautiful blazer that you're seeing right now. If you like to make a piece like this for yourself, then keep on watching. Over here I have the pieces for the lining, which will serve as the facing because I'm not going to be making use of the lining. I have two pieces of the collar, one for the front and one for the back. Two pieces of facing for the back, as well as two front pieces of the front, which I fused the front part with an interfacing, white interfacing, which is also known as a paper stay. I also fused the same paper stay on the facing I'm going to be applying to conceal the front edges. The back piece is actually two pieces also, and we're going to be stitching the side as well as the back to give our back part the curve that it deserves. Then we're going to be inserting our darts, which we marked on our pattern that we drafted last week. So after stitching the darts for the two back parts, the next thing we're going to be doing is that we're going to be stitching the center back. But before then, we'll stitch the darts for the two front pieces as well, so it can give it a nice shape. These are the two pieces of facing we are going to be using to conceal the front neckline as well as the edges and the back edges also. Now what you're going to be doing is that we're going to be stitching the back facing together to the front facing, stitching from the shoulder points with half of an inch on both the left as well as on the right hand part. After placing it and stitching it down with half of an inch, the next thing we are going to be doing is that we're going to be matching the facing together with the body of the fabric. But before then, we are going to be stitching the back piece of the main material to the front pieces as well, matching right sides to right sides, placing the front to the back, joining each point at the shoulder using half of an inch, we're going to be using half inch to join the shoulder part as shown. Make sure to pin the edges properly so to avoid it from moving. After stitching that down, the next thing I did was to stitch the center back using half of an inch. After doing that, I pinned the edges of the collar for the front and the back. Then I'm going to be stitching the edges, the upper part, leaving the lower part open. After stitching it down and turning it inside out, I'm going to be stitching the sides of the blazer as shown using 1 inch. After doing that, I'm going to be placing the collar in between the main fabric as well as the facing we are going to be using to conceal the neckline. So I notched the center point of the collar as well as the center point of the fabric, pinning each point together, center to center, sides to sides, as well as edges to edges, as you can see. Don't be in a hurry, guys. Make sure to do this carefully and make sure you take your time to avoid making mistakes and going back to do what you've already done. If you know you've gotten to this point and you've not subscribed to the channel, please do well to hit on the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber or if you're an OG, thank you for sticking with me up until this point. I'm so grateful. And if you're a newbie, please hit on the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you get updates whenever I upload a new content, as well as you not missing out on any important updates. Mind you, you're going to be placing the collars on those notches you've made while drafting the pattern, as well as replicating it on the main fabric. After pinning each point together, we are going to be stopping at where we want our collar to stop, leaving the rest part to serve as the lapel. Now we're going to be pinning the left hand part also. After doing that, now we're going to be matching our facing together with the collar, concealing the collar edges. Mind you, the collar has curved edges, so you do it gently and follow each curve so you don't make mistakes. So now after pinning each of the points together, I stitched it with half of an inch, and then now I'm going to be cutting the sleeve. I actually cut the sleeve off camera using a pattern paper, so I'm just going to replicate it on the main fabric. If you want me to upload a video on how to cut a basic sleeve, do well to let me know down in the comment section below, and I'm going to do that. So after cutting the pattern, I'm going to be making the front part of the sleeve deeper. Also, don't forget to notch the front sleeve, because the front and the back part of the sleeve are not always the same. The front is always deeper than the back part. So I'm actually placing my pattern paper for the sleeve to see if I actually marked it right. So after confirming that it's all placed right, I'm going to be notching the front part with a double notch. This double notch is what is going to differentiate the front from the back, so it will be easier for me to place it when I'm sewing. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.